Niantic was just bought by Scopely.
You were an angel investor in that,
I
right? That was the
was.
Pokemon Go folks. I remember you showing me Pokemon Go over a decade ago. How many years were you in that
Oh
deal?
my gosh. As soon as they spun out, when Alphabet formed and spun them out as their own entity, I realized it was my only opportunity to get in as early as possible. And so I stalked the founder and sat at his door.
Oh,
Before Pokemon Go, they had this game called Ingress. And I started playing it with my friends, and I started noticing that my friends were doing some really unusual things. They were like charting helicopters and like traveling all over the world to cast these invisible triangles over the earth. Basically, it's a game of who can cast the biggest triangle. I was like, why are these people spending so much time? And not only that, but why are they going around taking pictures of points of interest for Google? Like, what is Google actually doing with this asset was my number one question. So I realized that Ingress was part of a bigger mapping plan. So this wasn't just a game. Pokemon Go was a joke. And because they were part of Google, I thought there was no chance. And then I got a call one day and they said, hey, a friend of mine was like, did you hear Niantic spun out? I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know anyone at Google. How do I reach John Hankey? And I realized I'd invested in this company called Hintwater, and they were giving out game codes on the bottle cap. And I was setting up her ticketing system one day and helping her out in her office. And I saw all these tickets coming in with the subject line that said Ingress game code. And I was like, what is this all about? And I just connected the dots, and she introduced me to John Hankey. And then I went there with two engineers because I figured I got to show up with some value here. We sat on the front stairs and basically sat there and said, please take our money. He's like, I don't need you. I've got Nintendo. I've got Google. and we're like, no, you really need us. And he gave one of those engineers a job offer pretty much that day. He gave me a key card to the office so I can come and go from Niantic as I please, which is pretty awesome.